Hello everybody, Kizulu here. Welcome back to Pokemon Yellow. So in the last episode, we briefly visited Route 11 before we went all the way through the SSN, which took us a while. But in the end, we got ourselves a bunch of useful items, as well as HM01. And I forgot Clefairy can't learn Cut. Okay. Let me check. Okay, so yeah, either Charmeleon or Ivysaur works. Alright, Charmeleon, you're back on the team, if only briefly. This is only because I need to, teach someone Cut. Now, Cut itself isn't a particularly strong move. You're not going to want to use it in battle, which sucks that it's an HM because it being an HM means that you can't get rid of it at any time. In fact, in Gen 1, you can't get rid of HMs at all. So, let's use Cut. And now we can finally take on this gym! And this is going to be a bit of an annoying one. Yo! Champ in the making! Lieutenant Search has the nickname. People refer to him as the Lightning American. This was before we got, moved away from it being related to the real world. He's an expert on electric Pokémon. Earth and water Pokemon are at risk. Beware of paralysis, too. Lieutenant is very cautious. You have to break a code to get to him. Now, there are 3 trainers in his gym. This is no place for kids. This sailor is going to have a level 24 Magnemite. Wyrat is out in front. Simple. More levels for him. Oh boy, Sonic Boom hit! So that deals a guaranteed 20 damage, like I mentioned in the last episode. Okay, and I already have to swap him out, or else he is going to die. Because Rat sucks. You know what? In fact, I don't even want to look at Rat for the rest of this run. Unless it's, like, out in the overworld. Like, my thought was, oh, I'll just be kind to him, get him some levels. No. Dude, you missed your set. You have been 50-50 on slam hits. Everyone else has better, like, everyone else is just better than you. Even our temporary party members. You offer nothing. Anyways, I'm a lightweight, but I'm good with electricity. So this rocker is gonna have 3 Voltorbs, all of which are at level 20. So now we've gotten ourselves our next attacking move, Psybeam, which is actually stronger than Confusion. Thank God for that. We can easily sweep this gym. Fried! Yep, you got fried. Alright, last, regular trainer. When I was in the army, Lieutenant Search is my strict CO. Now, this gentleman has 2 Pokemon, a Voltorb and a Magnemite, both of which are at level 22. In case it wasn't obvious by now, this gym is full of electric types. If you have any ground types like Sandshrew or Diglett from the nearby Diglett's Cave, or even Nidoking or Nidoqueen, you can very, very easily deal with this entire gym, especially with the Dig TM. Now, obviously, I don't have Dig. Well, I mean, I put the Dig TM away because I could. Alright. So now we have swept with Psycho, or at least dealt with all the trainers with Psycho, which is now level 28. Stop! You're very good! Alright, so I'm gonna head over to the Pokemon Center real quickly. Oh yeah, I forgot. This is annoying, but every time you go into a building and come out, trees will reset. It's annoying to deal with. Welcome to our Pokemon Center. Please heal us. Alright, time to figure out what the issue is. Or what the code is. That way afterwards I can put Charmeleon away. Or not, seeing as we're not really going to be catching our next promo party member anytime soon. Alright. So let's start looking around for that switch. Hey, there's a... Oh. Alright. I'm going to real quickly make a save state. Alright. So. Oh, there we are. So, the trick to this gym is whenever you find the first switch, the second switch is going to be right next to it. But, due to how buggy this game is, there's no guarantee that's actually going to be the case. Alright, so let's go ahead and save up. Now, if you're playing Red and Blue, Lieutenant Surge is going to have 3 Pokemon. However... Hut! Welcome to Vermilion Gym! Will you look at that? A pint-sized challenger! You've got big and brassy nerves to take me on with your puny power. A Pokemon battle is war. I'll show you, civilian! I'll shock you into surrender! In Pokemon Yellow, Lieutenant Surge has only 1 Pokemon. A level 28 Raichu, to better match the anime. In Red and Blue, however, he will have a level 21 Voltorb, a level 18 Pikachu, and a level 24 Raichu. Now, in the original, his Raichu was not very good. Holy shit. Oh, thank God. I wasn't expecting its Mega Kick to deal that much damage. Whoa! You're the real deal, kid! Fine then, take the Thunder Badge. The Thunder Badge cranks up your Pokemon speed! It also lets your Pokemon fly anytime, kid. You're special, kid. Take this! You received TM24. TM24 contains Thunderbolts! Change it to an electric Pokemon! Like, conveniently. Rat. Be grateful I am using this on you, so that way we don't have to suffer in trying to level you up any further, Rat. Yes, we are finally able to get rid of Thundershock. Ooh. Alright. So, what exactly is our next plan of action? Well, firstly, I am going to go heal up at the Pokemon Center, and then I will be back to you all with that. Alright, so now that I have healed up, what exactly is our next plan of action? We need to head back over to, the direction that Route 11 is in. But first things first... You have the Thunder Badge? You must be a good trainer. I just got a Squirtle that was always getting into mischief. Would you take good care of it? Yep. So you will only get the Squirtle once you have the Thunder Badge. So, now that we are back on Route 11, where are we actually going? Diglett's Tunnel. Or rather, Diglett's Cave. What a surprise! Diglett's dug this long tunnel. It goes right to Viridian City. That's not a joke. We're going to want to use Diglett's Cave to actually get back to there. See, our next place that we want to go to is Lavender Town. We can't reach that from here yet, though, due to the Snorlax. So, let's head down here. Start making our way through. Now, it's worth mentioning that 95% of the time, you will encounter Diglets that are levels 15 to 22. Meaning that I could actually have Teto out in front, and I want her out front because that'll actually be really helpful. However, you have a 5% chance of encountering a level 29 through 31 Dug Trio. I went to Rock Tunnel, but it's dark and scary. The Pokemon's flash could light it up. Alright. So, now we are back here. What do we need to do? Oh, firstly, welcome back to Route 2. Now, first things first, we can actually access the entire rest of Route 2 now. Seeing as we have cut. Up here, I don't... Okay, our repel wore off, oh no! Now, in here... A faded Pokemon can't fight, but it can still use moves like Cut. I'm looking for a Clefairy. Want to trade one for Mr. Mime? No, thank you. Aw, oh well. I kinda need this Clefairy, dude. Alright. Now, seeing as this is, well, Route 2, I don't even need to explain what kind of Pokemon we can find here. Now, if we head further down south, once a Pokemon learns Flash, you can get through Rock Tunnel. It's possible to get through there without Flash, but I'd recommend using Flash. Hi, remember me? I'm Professor Oak's aide. If you got 10 kinds of Pokemon, I'm supposed to give you an HM of 5. So, Kizilla, have you caught at least 10 kinds of Pokemon? You need to have owned 10 kinds. Thankfully, I have. Great! You have caught 15 kinds of Pokemon! Congratulations! Here you go! The HM Flash lights even the darkest dungeons. Rat, you're next. Actually, no, not even you, Rat. Clefairy, your time has come. Now, while we're here, let's actually head further down this way. Okay, first of all, we have an HP up right there. Which I'm actually going to use on, Teto. Why? Because I can. And secondly, we can actually pick up a Moonstone right there. Now, obviously, we have some things that we can do in addition to all of this. First things first, let's briefly get back to Viridian City. Now, if you explored around earlier, you'll know that somewhere around here, there should be a tree that we, couldn't deal with before. Yeah, right here. Go ahead and cut it down. Oh, I must have dozed off in the sun. I had this dream about a drowsy eating my dream. What's this? Where did the CM come from? This is spooky. Here, you can have the CM. This is Dream Eater. So it's a psychic type move that only damages the opponents when they're asleep. It's primarily used with sleep moves like Hypnosis and Sleep Powder, so I wouldn't really rely on it too much. So now we have done that, we could also return to Pewter City and get a unique fossil called the Old Amber, but we're not gonna be doing that. We're actually gonna be returning over to, Actually, you know what? We should probably go ahead and grab that right now. After all, we just skipped all of Viridian Forest. Now, it's worth mentioning that the guy for the Mr. Mime trade, if you're playing red and blue, he'll actually ask for an Abra instead. And honestly, I think the Clefairy trade in yellow is much more worth it. So, welcome back to Pewter City. If you missed anything in Mount Moon, now's your chance to go back through it. Let's see. Is it over here? Yeah, it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and cut this tree. And head inside here. I think that this chunk of hammer contains Pokémon DNA. It would be great if Pokémon could be resurrected from it. But my colleagues just ignore me. So, I have a favor to ask. Take this to a Pokémon lab and get it examined. You have received the Old Amber. That is actually used to get the fossil Pokémon Aerodactyl. So, now we are basically done in Pewter City. Let's go ahead and head back over to Route 11. Or, well, not really Route 11, but we need to head back to Vermilion. Where am I? There they are. For the record, I am going to be using repels whenever we have to go through caves. Simply because I really, really do not like having to deal with all the wild Pokemon. Especially in Diglett's Cave because... Oh no! Yeah, that's a Doug trio right there. Oh, thank God I got away. I wasn't expecting to find one so soon, but oh well. Alright, welcome back to Vermilion City. I think this is actually where I'm going to be ending this episode. That way, in the next episode, we can continue onwards to our next destination. And in case you're curious, somewhere around here should be our next destination. I forget. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this episode. So I will see all of you in the next one, where we continue onwards to our next goal. Goodbye!